Blackjack Buster with attempt number 2.
Yeah, but who's counting? Certainly not her.
Hey, Johnny, she has winning hands and feet. That is 3 hotties across. Half the spots taken, Johnny, and the nerd's still over.
Whoa, Dorky Kong, you go, gorilla friend. Taking spot number 4.
She got a nerd, ladies and gentlemen. I backed me a man.
The numismatist would dearly love to bag a spot in the next round, too.
Oh, amazing. He is one in a bullion.
Who's it gonna be? Brass Man, Nasty Nat, or the Virus, plus the numismatist, threatening as well.
Brass Man down the slide. Whoa! Holds that note, sustained.
So that leaves just one opening. Nasty Nat wafting down the slide. Yes! She will bring that musky scent of hers into the next round.
So it's back to the nerd herd for some, while 2 nerds and 4 hotties will continue their quest for that giant pile of money cakes.
You 6 are moving on to the next round. That's how we do.
And we do the leaderboard. The Hottie and Nerd Throwdown will continue with the Baberade, Trisha Ayer, Modest Model, Whitney Cordray,
Mouse can do anything.
and our Blackjack Buster, Amanda Gouliash.
Also still competing are Dorky Kong Ari Grant, the Brass Man Alec Morse, and Nasty Nat DeWitt.
Nasty! What do mooses make? Aww.
That moose imitation might be the one thing that smells worse than Nasty Nat's pants.
4 hotties and 2 nerds enter. Only 3 will advance. Who's it gonna be?
Was that the horn?
Let the Hunter Games begin. Baberade explodes out of the gate. Oh, but comes down with that 230 feeling.
The Brass Man cometh, the Blackjack Buster playing the hand that was dealt her, but it turns out she was bluffing.
The Brass Man keeps the lead, boogieing like a bugle boy.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh, no, he taps out.
Nasty Nat now airing out her pants. She's the first hottie across.
Baberade with the energy of a rock star. No, falls into the haterade.
Look at this, John. Brass Man with a chance to chat up one of the hotties.
You got it.
Come on, man. Turn on the charm. Or at least your vocabulary.
You.
Should have pulled out his tuba.
Blackjack Buster doing some online gambling. And there's the flop. The Hotties finally showing some life out there. Oh, Modest Model goes for the wet look, while Dorky Kong saunters his way down to the One Tree Forest.
Man, I'm so close.
Yeah, close to losing. She knows that's the start platform, right?
The Brass Man marching out in front of the band again, near the mud pit.
Ah, and the poachers emerge, John. Silent but deadly, trying not to spook them.
The Brass Man becomes their unwitting prey, getting pelted by salt licks, blinded by a dense thicket of foam, and his own terror.
While Brass Man struggles, Baberade seizes the chance to drink in some sun.
Blackjack Buster antes up again, trying her luck for the 10th time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no! She cannot stand pat.
Brass Man now with a clear shot to the finish platform. Oh, he blows it hard.
Wow, I have never seen a band member do his own scalping.
Nasty Nat.
Oh, the sweet stench of defeat.
Dorky Kong now venturing into the One Tree Forest, and he is simming to do pretty well. Over the last sweeper log, he makes it, and headlong into the mud pit.
While the hunters are wielding salt licks to attract their prey.
Johnny, animals love salt licks.
Okay, I'm feeling like a frog now.
Boy, that is one confused monkey.
Oh, assaulted.
Look at him. He's so dramatic.
Oh, a devastating blow to Dorky Kong.
What are you talking about, John? It barely touched it.
No, take a look from a different angle here. You can actually see the moment that salt lick hurts his feelings.
This is so difficult.
Oh, you're right. This is no laughing matter.
Vanessa, please, some dignity.
Brass Man jumps back into first place and the mud pit. He has a chance to lead the parade into the Wipeout zone, though.
Oh, the Wipeout zone still nerd-free.
Dorky Kong getting right back into the mud pit. The Hotties still not looking so hot at the moment, getting schooled by the nerds. But here comes Blackjack Buster, ready to be a pit boss.
And we got a hottie and a nerdy getting down and dirty.
Don't look now, but our trap is about to get doused in Baberade. Yes, there's a party in the mud pit. Everybody's invited.
I am pretty sure this is the greatest thing that has ever happened to Dorky Kong.
Ari purposely is not moving forward at all. He's like, oh, I'm stuck.
I can't even stand up.
Ah, to be young again.
Just when you thought things couldn't get nastier, here comes Nat. And right behind her, Modest Model makes it a hunting party of
Might as
5.
well join.
Brass Man about to horn in on the fun.
Or not.
Opts to keep his instrument clean. Moose's love song. Nasty Nat like a baby moose in the nest, waiting to get fed by Mom.
Mooses not known as tender parents.
Brass Man finally high steps into the mud pit. They are all so muddy in there, John, it is tough to tell who's who.
Hey, poachers, clean them off.
Oh, see, that's not helping one bit. Is everybody tied for first or last?
I think the leader is the one with the foam on. Or her.
Donkey Kong with a sudden rush to get out, and he does. And as unlikely as it sounds, the nerds have made the first move.
Donkey Kong, the alpha nerd, going to the Wipeout zone.
Which leaves 2 spots. It's the Brass Man, and the rest of the Hotties are foaming at the mouth.
It's a swirling mass of fluffy hotness, John.
Yep, and here goes another attempt. Oh, yes!
Modest Model's a second to make it. There will be hotness in the zone.
Only one Wipeout zone spot left. That's Blackjack Buster, and she is a high roller now.
So the Wipeout zone is set, while everyone else needs to go shower and find out who they are.
You guys are moving on to the Wipeout zone!
We're down to just 3. Representing the Hotties are Modest Model Whitney Cordray and the Blackjack Buster Amanda Guyash, and they will be facing the raw nerd power of Dorky Kong, Ari.
Let's do this. I'm gonna come home with the 50 grand, guys.
Let's look back at her body of work.
Kind of hot.
Our Modest Model Whitney Cordray didn't get off to a hot start on our qualifier, as she was one of the last contestants to move on to the next round. She turned in a fierce performance on the Scaregrounds and continued to work it through the petrified forest, where she booked a spot in the Wipeout zone.
The moon watching over and lighting up our newest Wipeout zone.
The Modest Model showing us her cadaver pose.
A half-ton of steel raised up 50 feet in the air. The force of its drop will send Whitney soaring. Last of the countdown beat sounds off. The weight cut loose, crashing down. Oh, wow, our model sent skyward for launch.
Nothing to be modest about there. Our model's beauty sleep gets quite a rude awakening as she is treated to a 40-foot backflop.
The Modest Model climbing up to the swing blades.
Being the first to face the Wipeout zone tonight, she has the chance to set a strong time and put the pressure on the competition.
Fearlessly takes off. Oh, chopped down by that spinning blade.
Yeah, she gets a good jump, but the swing blade clips her just hard enough to send her reeling.
Back to the start for her second try. Hightails it past the swing, through the blades. Takes a headshot from the second swing.
She clears the blades, but can't hit the brakes and just gets drilled.
And you do not want to be taking 3 attempts on any obstacle.
She takes off again. Oh, found a little safe spot to regroup there.
Picks herself up to try and finish this off. Finally past the swing blade.
Just under 5 minutes now as she reaches the torrential twisters.
And here comes the downpour that gives this obstacle its name.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, anything for a pretty lady. Unfortunately, that wet weather makes every surface slick.
Leaps out onto twister number 1.
That makes it a lot better.
Spinning counterclockwise. Oh, well short of the mark.
She hesitates and adds another Wipeout to her portfolio.
Her falls and the swim's back starting to add up, Johnny. Looking at 7 minutes on the clock. Back at her spot of bother for attempt number 1. Attempt number 2, smack into the pylon.
And you can pile on a long, cold swim and a waste of precious time.
11 and a half minutes as we check the time.
And she's got to keep moving if she wants a shot at that 50 grand.
Finally across to the second table.
Not out of the rain-soaked woods yet, though. Grabs a hold of that pylon as she gathers her balance for the jump.
Money. Getting to that third twister doesn't prove to be nearly as elusive. And a jump to finish things off, and now she's onto the tectonic planks. This one, Johnny, bit of a thinker, and this far in, it is tough to think straight.
Yeah, you don't want to get your bell rung by one of those pegs overhead. You have to get up and over at least one of the pegs before making the jump to the next plank.
And that jump is all about timing, getting those planks to match up and shorten the distance just like that.
So close to the finish platform now. She's over one of the pegs, crossed the 12-minute mark on the clock. All she has to do is make that final jump.
Elects to climb on the next peg, the plank rising up to meet her feet. Modest Model locking in at 12:24.
And it's the blonde leading the blonde as our blackjack dealer is already loaded on the bombastic blob, and it looks like she is ready to take the house.
I have been a blackjack dealer, but I was really bad at math.
Blackjack buster Amanda Guyash only needed to count to 1 this morning as she was the hottie with the fastest time on our qualifier. As her day continued, she doubled down with a top-notch performance on both the Scaregrounds and the Petrified Forest. Now she has a 1 in 3 shot to take home 50 grand. Those are favorable odds on a large payout. The bombastic blob loaded and ready. Blackjack buster needs a time of less than 12:24 to take over the lead.
The modest model's got to be feeling the pressure. Wonder what's going through her head.
Water in my ear. Water in my ear.